A cool technique you can use to make kind of custom shaped trigger zones. So if you have a trigger zone, you can use these different shapes and you can move it where you want, and if you can like stretch it to different sizes and whatnot, and give it a fall off and that, which is cool. But you can't kind of combine these very easily. You'd have to do like, you have that trigger zone, and then you have a cube shape one, and kind of build this weird shape slowly out of pieces. So say we wanted to know if we were inside this area. Let's just put this on a chip. So if we wanted to know if this tag was inside there, then we'd have these trigger zones and we set it to tag mode. And now when the tag is within those areas, let's turn on zones over here. Then we have these multiple zones, so that when you're in either of them, then you know that you've detected them. So you could go use a OR gate like that, plug that in there, plug that in there. So now if it's in that one or it's in that one, the OR gate will still send a signal. So if we had a switch, so if it's in that one, it sends a signal. If it's in that one, it sends a signal. But if it's in both, then it still sends a signal, and that's fine. But what if you don't want to do that? Because that's a load of faff. And also, if I do that, and I want to kind of cut out a notch out of there, I can't really do it without a whole load of logic to say if it's in that one and not in the other one. I guess I could do it like this. Then when it's in here, then it doesn't register, and when it's in those two like that, it shouldn't register. Oh no, that would have to turn off. That would have to like prevent that whole thing like that. So it gets messier and messier basically. However, you can do it a different way. I can make that same shape by making a sculpture. So so we have a cylinder. Oh, I think it was a flattened sphere, wasn't it? So flattened sphere like that. And a rectangular box type shape like that. Whoa, it's way bigger than I thought it was. And like scale it up or whatever. And now we have like some crazy wacky shape. But if you want to do the same thing over here, you have this crazy shape. Let's add in that notch. Like that, and it could be just any shape you want, because it's just a sculpt. There you go. So now, instead of using a tag to see if it's in trigger zones, we use a trigger zone to see if it's within this sculpture. So we add a trigger zone, and we can make that super small, and we'll hook that up to this, just so we can see it happening. Okay, so this is going to look for a label, and we don't actually have to set the labels. All it means is it's looking for sculptures or groups, and you can like give it a name or whatever you want to do. So if we just play time and move this around, now we can make this super small like that. And if that point is within the sculpture, then it will be sending a signal. So at the moment it's turning this box on. But if it's within this notch, it doesn't pick it up and stuff like that. So you can kind of do this inverse trigger zone thing where this becomes the trigger zone detecting that for different things. And it can be super low resolution as well, because you never actually see it. I'd like to thank Colwitzer, Mobius DT, RevPlayer, and all of my other supporters for making this tutorial possible. Thanks for watching. If you'd like me to continue making these tutorials and helping creators across the internet, you can find out how to support me in the link in the description. Thanks for your consideration, and I'll see you in the next one.